That's right, it's here, the official start of the new NBA season. I'm Ernie Johnson, excited to be here once again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith for another go-around. And on tap tonight, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the New Orleans Pelicans at Smoothie King Center. And for New Orleans, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. And another NBA season about to start. Shaq, we've talked about it. You can feel, an air of excitement that's a little different than in years past.
There's a number of talented teams all wanting that ring. I've said this before. Kenny has said it many times. It could be one of the best seasons we've seen in a while, including what Golden State did last year in winning the ring.
That was an incredible run. But some teams that looked unstoppable.
We're at the jam-packed arena here in New Orleans, and we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. The New Orleans Pelicans preparing to defend home court in this Western Conference battle. So Cleveland will get the first possession. And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. We've got Johnson. Shaquille O'Neal is out there with Duncan. Then it's LeBron James. And it's Durant in at the 2 guard. Now here's Duncan. Clock at 6. Durant against Kobe. Well, you knew something was amiss with Durant last year. They eventually shut him down for the entire season after he was injured, which was the safe thing to do. And, Greg, the right thing to do.
Absolutely. When you have a franchise player trying to work back from injury, no need to try and get a few more games from him at the risk of derailing his career.
That's good from Durant. Durant nails both of them.
Boy, I tell you what, he does not look like your typical big man up there at the line. He has an excellent stroke and a percentage to match.
Johnson against Westbrook. No good. Good D by Johnson.
For Durant, KD.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam. Wow, we're going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Kevin. That was special.
My goodness, that was almost a circus-like dunk.
James with it. Wilkins picks him up. Shaq dishing to James. Passes to Durant. To the inside. O'Neal kicks to Johnson. From 10 feet out. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Davis with a screen on LeBron. Feeds it to Kobe. Shot from 16. Nice D from Durant. Cleveland has come out of the gates quickly. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kev, I caught up with Coach David Blatt. We talked about their strategy on how to contain Russell Westbrook, and he told me that Russell's at his best in the open floor. To counteract that, they'll try to make sure they get back on defense in a hurry and limit his chances to get out in transition and start setting up his teammates or throwing down dunks. Neither is a good option for them.
Thanks again, Doris.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances. A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
And so here is New Orleans following the score by Cleveland. From 12 feet out, and it's Shaq with the rebound.
And with the way the Warriors went on a rampage last year, you knew that Alvin Gentry would be in demand. Was the architect behind the Warriors' offense, is one of the best offensive minds in our league.
Johnson outside. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. No one near James as he lets it go.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
Westbrook kicks to Davis. Bryant against Durant. Bryant drives in, and Durant sends it back.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
LeBron outside, kicks to Duncan. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. They get Russell Westbrook. Now with Gentry, his offensive prowess can't be understated, Greg. His peers joke and say he can draw up an open look for a corpse. I don't know about that, Clark, but we know he's talented. He's got a great offensive mind.
And you know that's right. And with this Pelicans team, he has plenty of firepower to work with, too.
Oh, he does. You're right. Well, this is really one of the nicer buildings in the NBA right downtown, Clark, this home of the Pelicans across from the Superdome.
Kevin, you're always worried about how close we are to Bourbon Street when we come here, man. But, yeah, this was a fortress for the Pelicans last season as they won some big games here for sure.
And you talk about the big wins here for the Pelicans last year. How about they beat the Warriors late in the year, which was huge to get into the postseason, as well as the Spurs on that final day to fight their way into that A spot.
Now here's Durant following the miss by Russell Westbrook. Durant, the pass to O'Neal from 10 feet out, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Shaq's got his first bucket in this one.
And, you know, the Pelicans ended 28-13 here last season. A 6-win improvement for them from the season before. They can be a scary team when this place is jumping.
Pelicans trail by 10. And Bryant kicks to Davis. Outside Wilkins. Here's Westbrook. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. A lot of ferocious dunkers in the NBA, but what could you say about Westbrook as maybe the top dunker right now on that list?
Well, the ferocity, the tenacity. I mean, he's almost angry when he takes it to the basket the way he does. I think that's part of what makes him so special.
And, you know, with Westbrook, it fits right in with how he plays. I mean, he is relentless when he goes at the rim and takes out any contact he felt on the way to get there.
And the second free throw, good.
And one last note, guys, about Westbrook. He dunks on purpose. I mean, last season he said that he dunked so hard to discourage any defender from blocking his shot or even contesting it.
He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. O'Neal's got his second bucket of the night. For New Orleans, they've gotten only 1 of 6 shots to drop for them to start this game. Davis sets a screen. Outside Westbrook. Shot off the screen. And Davis with the basket on the assist by Westbrook.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here's James. And Hakeem Olajuwon pulls it down. Johnson against Westbrook. The Cavaliers pull it in. And going against New Orleans, their first game of the NBA's regular season.
And we saw how competitive and entertaining the season series was between these two terrific teams last year.
Exactly. They split the series, Greg. 2 elite teams and conference foes renewing that rivalry tonight.
Pelicans trail by 9. from 11 feet away. And, yep, finally drops it for rolling around the rim.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending.
I mean, obviously, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you've played and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, sometimes you need to make some adjustments.
And now here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best teams from three-point land a year ago. The Pelicans 4th, the Cavaliers 5th.
Kevin, talk about taking care of business, man. I tell you what, both of these teams took care of business from behind that three-point arc. They had a number of outstanding three-point shooters, and those guys were on target most of the year.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Russell, he's checked in for Olajuwon. Irving comes in for Wilkins. Michael Jordan, he's checked in for Bryant. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Now here's Curry. Duncan outside. Abdul-Jabbar, a screen on Davis. Shot's good from Bird. Bird's got his first bucket of the night.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Irving against Bird. Davis sets a screen. Good. Irving's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble. The Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
Pelicans trail by 6. Jordan with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. Jordan dishes to Irving. Back to Jordan. Steph Curry with the rebound. You mentioned, GA, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
Yeah, and Kevin, I remember their biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
Really left alone that time. 6 points for Kyrie Irving.
That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
Clark, a little disparity there in the rebound numbers, but some of that comes down to how the ball bounces. Let's see if it evens out.
Now here's Irving after the miss from Stephen Curry. Out to the right wing. Russell passes to Davis. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Bird with the bucket.
Obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
Now Irving. 6 points for him. Pass to Davis. 3 seconds left. No good.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And we reach the end of the first quarter. Cavaliers on top, up by 5. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. Kevin Durant, always in the gym, always working to improve. We asked him where that inspiration and passion originated.
It comes from me being 8 years old and me just saying I want to be the best player. First off, at 8 years old, you want to be the best player in your neighborhood, and that's where it comes from. Just always want to be the best. And no matter where I'm playing at. And if I keep working each and every year, I've gotten better. You know, if I continue to just keep working, I've seen improvements.
Year-by-year improvements until he became the best player in the league and won an MVP. Now, the challenge, Greg, is to get back to that level after the injuries. Obviously, I think we all feel it is possible for him.
And you're absolutely right, Kevin. I mean, he's definitely proven in terms of the talent, the skill, and athleticism. What we find out now after dealing with the adversity is does he have the heart and drive and that competitive spirit to be considered still among the very best.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. Hey, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Cavaliers?
They pounded the ball inside in the first half, forcing the D to collapse, and that frees up the shooters going forward.
Another thing they've been doing so far tonight is knocking down the jump shot.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. They've got LeBron James. Johnson is out there with Durant. Then there's Shaquille O'Neal. And it's Malone in at the 4 slot. Now here's Johnson. Kobe with the steal. There's the feed to Westbrook. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And for Russell Westbrook, a heroic effort last season, but not necessarily an efficient one. He averaged 28 points a game, which led the league, but shot a 5-year low of 43% to get those points. And he led the league in turnover average, but that's also because he's got such a high volume usage now with all the injuries.
That's good from Westbrook. Well, Greg, on the topic of Westbrook, no one's questioning his heart and his will. It was unbelievable what he did after Durant went down. But Clark, the truth is, it's hard to make the playoffs playing inefficient basketball.
No, I agree. I mean, there are certain guys who are catalysts and other guys who make things happen. And Iverson, Ginobili, Russell's old teammate, James Harden. Those guys make things happen, and you have to live with some of their inefficiency at times.
Now here's Johnson. On the wing, James. And it's blocked. Wilkins kicks to Westbrook. It's Wilkins with the drive. That is good.
A great assist. Nice work from Russell Westbrook.
The Pelicans have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
One shot. Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That one drops. He ties it up.
You know, as the season wore on, guys, the Pelicans became a matchup that nobody wanted to see. Very tough against teams and had very few weaknesses, too.
And now Westbrook pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I tell you what, I like that, though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that, but I tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
Here's James. Following the score by New Orleans. Just 5 to shoot. Johnson. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off the shot. 24-second violation.
And taking a look at some of the stats here for Kevin Durant. Last season, he played outstanding. Averaged about 25 points per game. 6 rebounds and 4 assists. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, and anytime this club needs a bucket, he's their go-to. Just irrepressible and a prolific scorer.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Nowitzki's checked in. There's the pick. Dishes it to Kobe. Launches it. Offensive rebound. Porzingis. Blanketed by the D. Fights to the rim for the layup. Now it's a 4-point Pelican lead. Nowitzki a screen. It's tipped. It's stolen by Olajuwon. Shot from 12. Bounces high off the rim and drops. 9 points for Russell Westbrook. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for New Orleans.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight. And that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Cavs were poised to make a huge run last year in the playoffs. Swept the Celtics in the first round, but it cost them.
Yeah, and even though they did get that sweep, they lose Kevin Love for the rest of the way. And that put a big hurdle in their quest for the title.
Let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what David Blatt said to the team. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Nowitzki. Coach stressed the importance of getting the ball in his hands as soon as possible at the start of their possessions. No question he's going to be the key guy for them offensively. They're not going to wait for halftime. They want those adjustments to have an impact right away. Over to you, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Doris. New Orleans leading by 6.
No denying it, injuries were a big part of the storyline in the Cavs postseason. Fortunately, LeBron James was otherworldly after the first round. Took care of the Bulls, then went on to sweep the Hawks to get back to the finals.
Cleveland's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And Durant, here we go. That's good. Durant's got 8 points. The Pelicans have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Outside Westbrook. Picked by Olajuwon. Shot clock at 6. Here's Porzingis. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Porzingis has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Yeah, and it should help them increase their separation here. I mean, this has been an impressive offensive output.
Now here's Durant. He's got 8.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Kobe dishes to Westbrook. Durant with the steal. Pass to Nowitzki. Johnson outside. Outside for Durant. Not enough on that one as it misses.
And guys, it's easy to forget sometimes just how young Kevin Durant still is. I mean, last season, he became the second youngest player to get to 15,000 points.
The Cavaliers trail by 9. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And last season, the Pelicans made it into the playoffs. I mean, could have had an easier road to get there if they were stronger against the Eastern Conference.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And the Pelicans were solid against the East, Clark. 16-14. But as Greg was just saying, a lot of games left on the table for him.
Well, they had the lowest win total against the East of any Western playoff team. Really, the Pelicans were lucky to get in, given how many games they gave away against the East.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. And Anthony Davis is checked in for Porzingis. Irving comes in for Wilkins. Jordan, he's checked in for Bryant. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Russell Westbrook. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
Now here's Davis. Tim Duncan grabs the miss.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Malone, a screen on Olajuwon. And there's the defensive 3-second call. As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate, Clark.
And, you know, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games, and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in.
Steph Curry does so many things well, Clark, on the floor, but one area he had struggled with was turning the ball over.
Yeah, and after a slow start, Kevin, to the year in the turnover department, Curry was able to slowly right the ship.
The Pelicans making a switch here. Russell's checked in. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Cleveland. Here's Duncan. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That one on Davis.
And Curry and his turnovers last year, a lot of it might have been getting used to a new system. But you can see he's also tightened up his play to reduce the giveaways.
The Cavaliers have had 7 opportunities at the free throw line and made good on 5 of them.
And a season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
And, you know, Curry knew turnovers were a problem. How about his mom even instituted a fine on him? And so anytime he has more than 3 in a game, he owes his mom $100 per turnover.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they're bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
They set the screen. The offensive rebound. It's stolen by Davis. Right side, Jordan. The shot misses. Nice D from Bird.
And those midseason trades for the Cavs really turned things around. Mozgov came in, J.R. Smith and Shumpert secured that 2 spot, gave this team an incredible edge defensively.
Davis sets a screen. Jordan against Robertson. Russell. And again, unable to change momentum here.
Yeah, and you know, they built the roster to how they played best midseason. I mean, it was a great job, I think, by the front office to get the players that fit best into the locker room and into the team style of play.
Now here's Bird. Clock at 6. Abdul-Jabbar kicks to Curry. And pushing it up, here's New Orleans. Irving leading the charge.
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
Off the pick. Duncan can't hit.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Outside Irving. Inside, out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. Well, let's take a look at last year's top scorers. Russell Westbrook, number 1. Anthony Davis, 3rd.
And what an option either of those 2 guys give you. They're both excellent safety valves when an offense is struggling.
51 seconds left to play in the first half. Curry kicks to Duncan. He feeds it to Robertson. Shot clock at 6. Shoots. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Irving passes to Jordan. He kicks it to Russell. Irving dishes to Davis. And that's collected by Bird.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
1 second left. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Pelicans lead by 2. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, I'm here with Russell Westbrook. And Russell, how confident are you that regardless of what defender you see in front of you, you can get what you want?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I put a lot of work in the summertime, but I'm very confident.
Russell, thank you so much. Kevin, hard work pays off.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And an exciting time of the year as the first game of the regular season is halfway through. A competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter. They did give up a couple baskets more than they wanted to, and at the end of the period, were trailing by 5 points. They came out in the second quarter with a renewed focus, playing well enough to take a 2-point lead here at the half. Kenny, your thoughts? How the Pelicans are playing?
Well, you expect the home team to take care of business, and they have. They didn't play flawlessly, but they held their own. Now we get to see the true test in the second half.
Looking at Cleveland, Shaq, your thoughts?
One thing I really like is their pace, nice and quick. A lot of their buckets came in transition. When they saw opportunity, they took it. It's so important for a team to be able to dictate the pace of the game, and we saw them do exactly that. They should stick with that because it's working. Keep up that transition game.
Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again at the Horn.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far.
Well, Westbrook has been great. He's got 11 points and some good assists, too. 4 of them.
In the lead. Last year, the Pelicans, Greg, pushed their way into the postseason. It was a neck-and-neck battle for that number 8 spot, as you recall, with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And how about the excitement down the stretch? They were able to edge out the Thunder and Russell Westbrook on that just point binge down the stretch there. And what a final day that was. A big, huge win over the Spurs let them get into the postseason for the first time under the Pelican moniker.
Dominique Wilkins out there with Davis. And there's Bryant. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And it's Elijah Watt in at the 5 spot. That's Alvin Gentry's 5 as we get into the second half.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time, Greg.
Johnson kicks to Duncan, and the powerful one-handed slam.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And, guys, anytime it's real tight, you're looking for something that could be potentially a momentum builder. And that's exactly what that play looks to be.
And as you said, I mean, New Orleans made the playoffs for the first time under the name Pelicans. Unfortunately for them, they ran into the Warriors in the first round and were promptly swept away.
Here's Johnson following the basket by Russell Westbrook. Shaq passes to Durant. He dishes it to James. It's stolen by Wilkins. Kobe kicks to Westbrook. Can't hit. Great D that time from Johnson.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
The dish to James, and it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Durant.
And let's take a look now at Russell Westbrook's numbers. Coming off a terrific season, he was around 28 points per clip last year, 8 assists and 7 rebounds. And no secret, he can score the ball. #1 on the team last year.
And, you know, he likes being the go-to guy. You can see it in his swagger, and, boy, he sure lit it up last season.
Now here's Westbrook. He's got 13. With the fadeaway. Kobe misses.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, just totally out of sync. I mean, you can just see it in the numbers. Nothing going down for him right now. He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that.
And Shaquille O'Neal pulls it down. O'Neal's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And Davis puts it in.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
Especially when you can't afford to give up any buckets. That's a nice lead now.
That was a good time to call a timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
Let's take a look at last year's leading shot blockers. You don't want one of these guys in front of you when you're coming down the lane. Anthony Davis, #1.
It happened so often. I'd say to myself, there's no way he can get to that shot, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and it go down as another block.
Karl Malone's checked in for Tim Duncan. Davis against Malone. Here's the screen. Here's Durant. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Pelicans leading by 6. Westbrook with it. New Orleans moving the ball around. The drive by Bryant, and it's sent back by O'Neal. Johnson against Westbrook. Johnson kicks to Durant. 3-pointer. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. 11 points for Kevin Durant.
And guys, the first year for David Blatt, he was second-guessed at every turn. And that happens when you are picked to make the finals, but also when you coach LeBron James.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pelicans will retain possession. We've gone 5 minutes into the third now. 6 to shoot. Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Just 4 to shoot. Olajuwon dishes to Davis and can't hit the shot, but they're saying he got hacked, so he'll head to the free throw line. That one on Malone.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
You know, guys, it's really amazing just how quickly Anthony Davis has blossomed into stardom. You know, by age 21, he was arguably the best player in the game. At age 17, he only had one scholarship offer for college, and that was from Cleveland State to play point guard.
And the first one at the line is good. And in high school, Anthony Davis didn't play for a powerhouse. Perspectives Charter School, only around 200 kids.
Certainly not an NBA hotbed. They had him bring the ball up court and work in the post, much to his developmental benefit. A lot of losses, but he said that it made him a better leader dealing with that adversity.
And so Anthony Davis nails both of them.
And Anthony Davis, growing up in the rough south side of Chicago, because of the violence, his father didn't let him venture to the playground. Instead, he built a basketball court in the backyard. This young man has come a long way.
Here's LeBron, and it falls over the rim and in.
You know, I don't think it's ever too late to make a sweet dime. I mean, even if you're halfway through your shot, you might find a better one for a teammate.
Now here's Westbrook. 13 points in the game. And it's Bryant in the corner. Pulls up. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. And Davis stayed around the game in grade school. He'd keep the clock, sell the tickets, even someone said sell nachos.
Humble beginnings, partner, humble beginnings. Didn't even dream of NBA stardom. Said he wanted to be a high school coach. Obviously, things have changed now.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
LeBron passes to Johnson. Shaq with the screen. Johnson with it. Wilkins picks him up. Got freed up. Nice work off the pick. Shaq's got 6.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here's Kobe. Back to Westbrook. The pass to Olajuwon. And stolen by Malone. Wilkins against Johnson. Shaq with a screen on Wilkins. Johnson kicks to Malone. Malone with the screen. That's in, and the Pelican lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Durant.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
Chance here to see the numbers for Davis. He's coming off an excellent season. 1st in blocks, 3rd in scoring, and he was such a reliable option offensively, finishing in the top 10 in field goal percentage.
And there was a block party up in here last season. Woohoo! Clearly the best at what he does in that regard.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Russell, he's checked in for Olajuwon. Irving comes in for Dominique Wilkins. Jordan, he's checked in for Bryant. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Davis can't get it to go. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
There's a good screen. Bird against Davis. LeBron is screen on Davis. And Bird, here we go. And again, it's Cleveland.
Boy, I like the setup there. LeBron with the nice pick.
New Orleans has gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Jordan dishes to Irving. There's 1:47 left here in the third quarter. Pulls up on the elbow. Count that one. Jordan's got his first bucket of the night. The Cavaliers trailing. Curry passes to Bird. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Davis. And now Irving pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And that is good. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Pelicans.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Stops, pops, again, the Pelicans score.
I tell you what, fellas, he loves those mid-range jumpers. I mean, that's where he makes his money.
James outside. Irving against Curry. And another miss by Cleveland.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Some nice passing here by New Orleans. The shot's good from Jordan.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
And they just keep finding the open man.
Robertson kicks to Bird. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
At the line for 2.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
He's off on the first. Xinkas, he's checked in for New Orleans. Westbrook comes in for Irving. And a switch here also for Cleveland. Duncan, he's checked in for Robertson. And he sinks the second. 29 seconds left to play in the third. Westbrook passes to Porzingis. Jordan against Bird. Right side, Westbrook. 6 on the shot clock. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on Larry Bird. The Pelicans have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7.
Taking 2 shots.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Jordan. And so Jordan nails both of them. James outside. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. This is his first free throw of the game.
At the line of the Pelicans, LeBron James taking 2 shots.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And both free throws good for LeBron. Just 4 seconds left in the third. And here's Westbrook from the arc. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And we've reached the end of the third. Pelicans on top, up 6. From New Orleans, back in a moment. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started.
Dot on your face for no good reason at all. We in a bad place. Hip hop is separated by the nice and the nice not.
The Cavaliers trail by 6. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So on the floor for Cleveland, Johnson is out there with Durant. Then there's Bird. And it's Duncan. And it's O'Neal in at the pivot, manning the middle.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Westbrook drives in, and he slams it down right on top of Kevin Durant.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
So it's the Cavaliers now, following the score by New Orleans. Outside Westbrook. Olajuwon kicks to Bryant. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Back to Olajuwon. Clock at 6. 4-3, Westbrook. And it's Westbrook again missing. Johnson outside. Duncan outside. Johnson the screen. Bird. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time. And he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one. That's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
Goes up to the stripe. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And that's 15 points for Kevin Durant.
And they'll be counting on even more points from him. That's essential if they're going to pull this game out.
Wilkins kicks to Olajuwon. Shoots a fader. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
And that's really just not heads-up basketball. Don't try a fadeaway when nobody's guarding you.
Screen by Duncan. Russell against Bird. Back to Johnson. Stolen by Wilkins. It's 2-on-1. Here's Bryant. The big dunk at the end of the break.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Come on, New Orleans, your Pelicans dance team.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, during that last break, I heard David Blatt as he addressed his team. He told us guys, I know we can do this, fellas. Let's maximize every possession and get after it and just watch. Things will go our way. Kevin?
Davis is checked in for Russell. Here's Bird. Durant with a screen on Kobe. Here's O'Neal. Great play by Bird to set it up.
That's some grit and determination in the post. Essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Exactly. This is the time to attack on the interior and convert those easy opportunities. That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Here's Westbrook. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. Here's Olajuwon. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
They've struggled against him in this one. Just no answer for Hakeem Olajuwon. He's got 8 points and 1 steal as well.
Hakeem Olajuwon at the line for 2.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Olajuwon.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
And Olajuwon drops them both. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Johnson outside. At the top of the key, Durant. Goes back up. O'Neal misses.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
Now here's Kobe. Here's Wilkins. That's good. And it's Kobe with the assist. Kobe's got 4 assists now tonight.
How about that cloth soft touch? Just a gentle little teardrop, almost like a falling leaf. A leaf falling down slowly to the ground. Very sweet and colorful, too.
Westbrook kicks to Olajuwon. Passes it to Westbrook. Trying to find Davis. He's got it now. Out of bounds. Cleveland takes possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
The Cavaliers trail by 8. Durant kicks to Bird. To the paint. Here's O'Neal. And he jams it with authority.
Good. Just like soup. A little more ferocious, though.
Okay. Clark approves, everybody.
Yeah, but that's how you finish strong. Young fella's wearing the rim out.
Shaq with the screen. Feeds to Durant. Launches a 3. Pelicans with the rebound. It's Wilkins on the wing. Defended by Durant. Wilkins dishes to Davis. Outside Westbrook. Top of the key. Another one falls for New Orleans.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
The Cavaliers trail by 10. Duncan with a screen on Kobe. Durant for 3. The shot is off. Nice D from Bryant. Westbrook kicks to Bryant. Wilkins against Bird. Pass to Westbrook. Davis sets a screen. Just 5 to shoot. Westbrook with it. Guarded now by Duncan. Duncan with the block. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. Cannot hit. Bird against Westbrook. Back to Bryant. Westbrook passes to Bryant. Kicks it to Westbrook. Lots of room. Another miss by Westbrook. The Cavaliers trail by 10. Outside Durant. The feed to Bird. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant.
There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
Now here's Bryant. Outside, Davis. Picked by Olajuwon. Wilkins dishes to Bryant. And right on target. Good. Bryant's got 4 points in the quarter.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Pelicans dance team.
Jordan, he's checked in for New Orleans. And Cleveland with a change here, too. James is checked in. There's 1:17 left in the game. And here is Johnson. Back to Durant. Puts it up from 12. And good coming off the assist by Magic Johnson. And that's 19 points for Kevin Durant. They can take their time on this possession.
You know, guys, that wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, gives themselves a little break, too.
Catch their breath. You're right. Now here's James. Duncan goes in. It's good. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Westbrook against Johnson. And stolen by James. To the paint. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
Check out the game for Johnson. He has 8 points and a huge helping of assists as well.
No doubt about it. He's the conductor, the band leader, Clark. And this offense has really performed at a high level.
Bird, he's checked in for LeBron.
In the crucial spot, he is always so solid at the line. He rarely wastes those opportunities.
And here's New Orleans now. They've led by as much as 10. Davis with a screen on Johnson. Westbrook kicks to Davis. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Dishes to Durant. Off the left rim and out.
They came close there to tying it up.
Yeah, you know, and after the way they fought back into it here in the fourth, that would have been a big bucket for them.
Guys, they're holding on to the slimmest of leads.
And they can't afford to let it get any slimmer than what it is now, guys.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And those free throws will mean a ton now. It makes it a 2-possession game.
Pass to Johnson. He feeds it to Bird. Lets it fly from 18. It's good. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
As clutch a shot as I have ever seen. In a word, gutsy.
At the line for your Pelicans, Russell Westbrook. Taking 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's a 4-point ball game.
No mistakes there. I think you can close the book on this one, guys. It's done.
We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. From deep, Johnson. Hakeem Olajuwon with the rebound. And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
Shooting for New Orleans, Russell Westbrook. Taking 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game. Here's Johnson. No good. So New Orleans wins it. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, and they got pushed down the stretch, but they did what they needed to do and held their ground when it mattered most and got the W.
And a chance now to sit.
Congratulations.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we Russell Westbrook.
He was doing some serious battling with the bigs down low. He's not afraid to go hard to the rack wherever he had the chance.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.